Hi, friends, and happy 2023 to you. It is our first Level Up Live of the year. Happy Tuesday. If you're joining me on a replay, happy replay day to you as well. We're live here, and I'm excited to welcome you back to the new year on our first Level Up conversation.
Welcome to Level Up with Winnie Sun. Market updates. Speed round. Award-winning financial pro. And now, get ready. I present to you Level Up with Winnie Sun.
How fun, brand new year, brand new intro. A big thanks, of course, to my team to doing that. Thank you so much for Curtis and Tem for doing that. Love it, love it, love the new intro. For those of you who are new to the show, hello, friends. I'm Winnie Sun, your host, Forbes contributor, CNBC council member, and award-winning financial pro. Here to keep you on top of all things trending, business news, and keeping you on top of it so that way you can sort of position yourself knowing the information that's happening on a day-to-day. I mean, there's so much happening every day. So it's great to be here with you. I've missed you. It's been a few weeks. I think I've been, the show has been dark for the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's great to have you back. I hope that you have been having a great New Year's. And of course, I hope that you had a wonderful holiday season. Today, of course, is our kickoff for the year. And let's start and tell you how the market closed. It's almost like I timed it. So the market did well, but it didn't really do it that way. But we can celebrate it that way as well, right? The Dow closed up 186 points today. The Nasdaq up 106 points as well. S&P 500 up 27. It's a triple up day for this new year Level Up Live, and we will take it. Now, there's been a lot of news of what's happening with the markets, but I'm not going to go there today because I think there's so much that's trending that should be on your radar that I think you're going to be finding really, really interesting. Now, many of you may have gone through the holidays, felt like you maybe overspent or feel like you have not as much money in your accounts. Maybe you looked at your financial statements and are like, what's going on? Well, certain companies will tell you that they have plenty of money to spend. And they probably aren't in the same category as us, but Microsoft is reportedly going to be writing a very big check in the area of $10 billion for the creator of this new AI tool, which you've probably heard of, called ChatGPT. Now, they're positioned to spend $10 billion on OpenAI. Now, this is part of their funding round and part of which would actually value this company to almost at $30 billion at $29 billion. You've probably heard of this company, and the reason that is because there's been a lot of talk about this tool that people can use to do all sorts of things, such as developing code, to even helping you write essays in high school and college and whatnot, even application essays. It's been very controversial, but for those of you who don't love to write, like I don't love to write, this is a great tool. In fact, we're trying to test it out today to see how we can use it in different types of social media applications as well. So yeah, this will be really interesting to see Microsoft's first move. They're saying that Microsoft is playing chess with Google a little bit and saying that they're going to spend this money to try to eventually have a 49% stake in OpenAI. And there's talks that this could be a competition towards Google itself. It'll be interesting to see how you feel about that. Have you tried this new tool? Supposedly you can write notes and whatnot and use the tool to create scripts, to create paragraphs, to written articles, and supposedly it does sound like you're actually writing it yourself. So it'll be interesting to see how far technology has come. Now, for those of you who are joining, I want to take a moment and just say hello, welcome, CrossX Fighter. Oh, what a sweet comment. Said that you missed me. I miss being here with all of you as well. Thank you so much, Joshua, for being here. And Jolyn, yes, that is true. The video did freeze earlier. I think it's technology. Also, I'm here in Southern California. And if you haven't seen this already on social media, let's just say we are getting something called an atmospheric river here. So those of you who have visited California probably know that California, we don't get that much rain. Historically, we probably get, maybe a couple weeks of rain for the entire year. Well, in just the last 24 hours, it feels like we've gotten enough rain for the entire year. We've seen flooding in many parts of Los Angeles County, as well as Northern California, Southern California, even down to San Diego County. So a lot of rain. I think that's probably affecting some of our technology, electrical connections, and certainly internet as well. Because some of you may have seen, I went live and then, well, the internet decided it didn't want it. It wasn't ready yet. So we had to restart this again. So thanks so much for being here with us. And thank you so much, Joshua, for the very supportive words. I truly, truly appreciate it. Now, speaking of those of you who are joining me today, let's just say if you're working today, maybe you even got a raise during the holidays. Congratulations to you, because unfortunately, although layoff season historically happens at the last quarter, sort of the last half of the year, it looks like it's continuing on because Goldman Sachs, in fact, which is a big financial firm, has just announced they're going to be laying off 3,200 employees. Now, this is actually a big sign. In fact, a lot of the financial firms are watching this very closely, saying, wow, so quick into the new year, and they're laying off thousands of employees. What does this mean for the financial markets going forward? Are more financial firms going to be struggling and having to lay off employees? That's something that we've heard a lot of in the last 8 months. So we'll see how that affects. Hopefully that's not the case. We're still certainly listening very, very closely to the Fed to see what the announcements will be, if we're going to see better times in terms of better inflation numbers for the new year, or if it's going to continue to sort of slug along. And unfortunately, a lot of the news coming out isn't that positive, but I'll keep you posted. Now, talking about changes in the workplace for employees, let's just say for those of you, if you are in the creative space, you may have enjoyed working from home a little bit longer than some of the other industries. We know retail, hospitality, a lot of services have actually already started going back to the office, resuming business as usual. But, a lot of creatives have been able to work from home longer simply because the type of work that they do is conducive in many cases to working from home. Well, there's been a big move this week, big announcements from two major creative companies, one by the name of Lionsgate and the one by the name of Disney, which I'm sure you've heard of. Lionsgate has announced that, in fact, employees will have to go back to the office at least 4 days a week. This will be Monday through Friday, and on Fridays, they'll have the option to working from home, but they got to go back. Disney CEO Bob Iger, who is now back in the realm and taking in control of Disney, has also announced that starting March 1st, employees are expected to also be going back 4 days a week into the office. And he's saying that, his belief is that working together in person does benefit the company's creativity, their culture, and of course, employees' future careers as well. So interesting to ask you this. For those of you who are you watching me from home? Are you watching me from the workplace? And if you're watching me from home, is that you just happen to be at home today? Or do you normally have to go into the office to go back to work? Because it does seem like a trend that more and more people are finally, after 3+ years now, having to go back to how business was previously. So I was curious to see how you feel about that. We're certainly seeing a lot of news coming from some of our viewers and friends from Northern California and other parts of the country that say, yes, we've already had to go back. And, some of them say, we really did. We actually kind of missed it. It kind of was nice. And some people say, no, I really want to go back to working from home. So interesting to see how you feel for sure. Now, speaking of, rocking times, we have to talk about Bed Bath & Beyond. Now, I don't know if you know what Bed Bath & Beyond is, but I'm guessing you do. I remember when I was heading off to college, a good portion of the money that I spent to prepare my stay in the college dorms, well, that money was spent at Target and Bed Bath & Beyond, right? They sell pillows and sheets and whatnot. Well, unfortunately, it looks like these days, a lot of people are shopping elsewhere and probably not so much at Bed Bath & Beyond because unfortunately, they're having continuing financial struggles. In fact, they're saying that they could be seeking bankruptcy protection very, very soon. So if you work there, or if it's a major retailer in your community, just know that unfortunately it looks like they might be shutting down or reorganizing very, very soon. Hopefully these get better for them, but that's currently maybe just too much competition, right? So many other stores and online shopping. But of course, no show would be complete without sort of seems like we talk about this a lot. We certainly talked a lot about this in late last year, and that is what we call the Elon Musk diaries. Now, I don't know if Sadiq is joining us yet on YouTube Live, and Sadiq always has a lot of opinions on this, but let's talk about that. Elon Musk, my friends, once again can't keep himself out of the news. Well, unfortunately, he's made a new record, new personal record, and we wish it was good news. Like perhaps he solved world hunger or something like that, some sort of big award. But unfortunately, he's won a record in the Guinness World Records, which is a global organization, as you know, that keeps tracks of these sort of like really amazing personal global achievements. Well, unfortunately, his isn't great. He didn't do anything spectacular that you probably would want to tell your family about. Unfortunately, he has been named the biggest loser ever. He wins the record for losing the most personal fortune of any human being. This is, of course, as you know, having made that major purchase of Twitter at $44 billion. Yeah. And I think, he's lost even more money because he just keeps tweeting or talking and saying the wrong thing. Who knew saying and tweeting the wrong thing could be so incredibly expensive? But absolutely, that is the case. So he has, in this case, at some point, he has actually lost $183 billion. Now, to give you perspective, of course, he has made over $320 billion, but this was as it actually was at the peak in November 2021. But he's lost $183 billion. I don't know about you, but if I had $180 billion, I probably would know how to keep it a lot more safe, wouldn't you? Yeah, I think so. Well, also, he has more problems because the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration this week also says they're not too happy with Elon as well. In fact, they've been in contact with Tesla because Elon's been tweeting things he probably shouldn't be tweeting on. He said that he agreed that Tesla drivers like myself, that there should be an option for them to disable. I guess there's an alert that comes on when you're in full self-driving mode, which we know is in beta mode, right? So when you're actually not driving the car and the car is driving themselves, this is in beta. At some point, they'll alert you if you take your hands off the steering wheel. Well, one of the people on social media are asking if he can disable this alert thing because they find it frustrating. And he's saying, well, maybe, yeah, maybe this is going to be okay. In fact, at the end of the year, on December 31st, he said on Twitter that that drivers who have over 10,000 miles of usage on full self-driving beta mode would be possibly given the option to turn off the steering wheel alert. And so Musk is saying that he agrees that this should be the case and that this update will be coming in January. Now, of course, this is not okay with those who are regulating this, which is the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, saying that we're going to definitely look into this. This is not something that falls under our understanding. So they're going to be talking to Elon and Tesla about this because they are looking into reports of more crashes which have happened with Tesla vehicles because of autopilot. And now you're saying that if your hands on the wheel and this alert is nagging, you're actually going to let people to take that away. So that's not going to be so good. So yeah, I don't know, Elon. I feel like someone needs to talk to him and consider some things. There is value to being quiet. And there's certainly sometimes value to thinking before tweeting or saying something. Maybe it's in full transparency, but sometimes when you're talking about losing this many billions of dollars, maybe you should pause and reassess your life for 2023. And that's what my advice would be for him as well. But as a reminder, friends, we're going to have a full year of lots of fun episodes this year. We've got a lot of live streams coming up. We've got a lot of new features and a lot of amazing guests penned for this year. So do stay tight. And of course, as a reminder, for those of you who are new to the show, You can find full episodes of Level Up with Winnie Sun on NASDAQ, Amazon Fire, Roku, Samsung, and many other places. And don't forget to check out Yes Factor with Winnie Sun, which can be found on Apple Podcasts on the LinkedIn Podcast Network. So please take a moment to share this stream 2023 with someone that you care about on social media. Tag me on it so I can properly thank you, and consider subscribing so you'll never miss a live stream or future upload. With that, thank you so much, Curtis and my team. And thank you so much for all of you for tuning in. Appreciate you for being here. And I'll see you again very soon tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm coming here for In the Loop. Take care now.